Hello, my name is Bob Stewart. I'm a real estate broker in San Jose, California. Many of you may know it better as Silicon Valley. I've been in the business here for well over 30 years, and this is the fourth turn down in the real estate market that I have experienced. We managed to survive the first three, and we will be surviving this one. I want to talk to you a little bit about the bill that just passed. It is in several portions, and the first one is about $300 billion that's set aside for redoing the FHA program and updating it. The majority of this bill is fine. The basic premise behind it is great, and I hope it solves some of the problems that these people are having. There are some corrections that needed to be done. It should be fine-tuned, and it should be on the basis that the people and the property qualify on their own for this refinancing. If the people don't qualify on their own for whatever it is, and for whatever the price of the property currently is, and the lenders on the property are not going to acquiesce to that and accept responsibility for the difference, then the transaction should not go through. We do not need to create any more creative financing such as we've had here in the past few years that caused this mess. Let's not perpetuate the problem into the unforeseeable future. There is just the people and the property qualified. The lender agrees to accept that price and sell the property at that price and eat the balance, or let the property go into foreclosure. That's the only way we can honestly do it. There is another part of it where they've set aside about $4 billion for the cities and counties to come in and take up foreclosed properties. This is totally unrealistic. The way the foreclosure system works is if the bank isn't getting their payments over a period of time, they foreclose on the property. Then it goes up for public auction. And if the bank is interested in retaining that property, they put in a bid that says it has to be this much, or we're going to take the property. We're going to take the property back. We're going to refurbish it. We're going to sell it. If the bank is not willing to do that, if the bank says, under no conditions do I want this property, I'm going to wipe out my entire loan, that's fine. Then anybody can go down to the public auction, and if they offer $1,000, then they get the property for $1,000. But it should be done by the public, not by local politicians who have no experience in real estate, and then have to turn to the federal government for money. Most of that money will go to appraisers, contractors, inspectors, etc., etc., etc. Let the private system work. The system in place works. Let it handle it. Okay? There's one other problem in here I haven't seen anybody discuss yet, and that's the FHA has a number of lenders that they say, okay, you're well-respected lenders, you've done a good job for us in the past, etc., etc., so we're going to allow you to in-house fund and approve loans on our behalf, which is fine, because I hope there's enough of these new FHA loan comes through that FHA has a hard time handling the volume and let some of these other people do it. But here's the problem. As an example, one of these lenders that can approve in-house is Bank of America. One of our worst lenders was Countrywide. Countrywide has since gone under. Bank of America has purchased them. So now Bank of America has some of the worst loans. I'm concerned that Bank of America can sit there and say, okay, we can approve FHA loans in-house. This one might be a little marginal, but it is taking out one of our bad Countrywide loans, so therefore we're going to approve it. I think we should keep the lenders there available to approve FHA in-house, but they should not be able to approve it if one of their loans is involved. If one of their loans is involved, then it should be mandatory that this be sent on to FHA for their approval, not in-house. That would eliminate any questions in this situation. Okay, those are a couple of things that I see wrong with it and with that part. The second part is just a largest pork barrel system I've seen, and there's no reason for it. This gives Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac an unlimited amount of money that they can come back to the Treasury for, so you and I as taxpayers will be funding it. And frankly, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac were government entities and were privatized. I think we need to prop them up so that the mortgage industry understands that there's going to be a place for them to resell their loans into the secondary money market. And I think what we ought to go back to Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac and say, look, we hope that you can bail yourself out of this. If you can't, we are going to be standing behind you, but we're not going to be standing behind you and fund you money. If you can't make a go of it, we privatize you, we're going back in, and we're going to take it over again and put it under the Department of the Treasury until we get it straightened out, and then decide whether it has to be privatized into smaller entities or into the same large entity. But we should be able to go back in and say, no, you messed it up, we're going to take it back. The government could use the same employees that are there in place now, with the exception of the management staff. I think the management staff did more or as much damage to the economy as any of the Enron people, and I think some of the stuff they did may even be criminal. So I think they should be treated in that same manner, especially if they can't correct the problem. They're the biggest perpetuators of this huge problem that our economy is suffering right now. But there's one thing that we all have to understand and realize: these were not subprime loans. The property's appraised, the money was good, the subprime was the borrower. And the majority of these people are not going to qualify. Our economy is based on the fact that homeownership should be somewhere around 60 to 61%. The government's very proud that they got homeownership up to 69 to 70%. Well, the economy can't handle it. These people don't qualify, credit-wise, income-wise. And somebody in Washington has to have the intestinal fortitude to stand up and say, you know, the lender screwed you, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac screwed you, and so did the federal government. But at this point in time, there's not much we can do about it. Until we come to that realization, we're not going to be able to correct the problem. A good portion of this bill is designed to try and keep these people in there, and it's another way of doing creative financing, which is what got us into this problem in the first place. So we need to understand that we can't get to the solution until we recognize what the real problem is. Thank you very much.